What's up, YouTube? What's happening, all the wonderful drivers out there, all the fantastic passengers? You all are welcome to the Rideshare channel. And yes, in today's video, I just want us to ponder upon this thought, and let's analyze these various top ride-sharing apps currently available in our market. I'm talking of Uber, talking of Bolt, and inDrive. For now, these are the top ride-sharing app when it comes to rider base and driver base. And so let's talk about how flexible it is, because one of the things I enjoy while I wanted to venture into ride sharing is the ability for me to choose when I want to drive, when I want to do other things. Maybe I want to relax, I want to spend time with family. That was one of the things that I thought about, and okay, I was going to enjoy. Then other things are like choosing the kind of trips you want to take. You don't necessarily have to go to fulfill all your trips, but however, there is a cap to that phrase. You don't have to fulfill every trip. There's a cap to it. And so in today's video, I want to analyze it, so this can be as a guide for you if you are probably a new driver, or you are just venturing into the ride-sharing industry, or you've been in the ride-sharing industry before, driving maybe part-time. So some of these things have not really come to play, but this video should bring you awareness to which of this app do you consider to be the most flexible as a side hustle. Yeah, so we'll first of all start by analyzing Uber. Yes, Uber, they're the first player in the market. They came to the market before every other ride-sharing app. So trips on Uber, for instance, I had to buy a second phone, because before now I would use this same phone to do my recording. I'll use the same phone to do my Uber rides, Bolt rides, and everything. So, well, Uber actually, and of course my channel, I wanted to have at least 2 cameras, so that sometimes my position is in different angles. So when Uber trips come, and probably you have just one phone, just like I did before, and then you are doing something on your phone. Maybe you are watching a video online, or you are replying to WhatsApp messages, or whatever you're doing, and then a trip request come in on Uber, and then a trip comes in. You won't get a summary. You won't be able to see the where the person is, where you're going to pick up, because it doesn't play fully on your background. It doesn't play fully on your background. You are not sure. The only thing you are able to see is the estimated time to pick up, and the distance in kilometers. So it can be 3.2 kilometer, 2. I know sometimes Uber can get crazy rides as far as 7 kilometers. And then this is where knowing your routes also come into play. Like in some places, like let's say for instance, places like I find myself around First Stack area, and this kind of thing happened to me, and I'm seeing the person is let's say over 3 kilometers away on Uber, and I'm seeing the drive estimated time is giving me like 15 to 20 minutes. I hope I do not mistakenly press that trip, because that would almost ruin your entire day. So also knowing your terrain, so this is one very unflexible thing that happens on the Uber app when it comes to me driving with the app. It's very unflexible, because now you are apprehensive. You are not sure if you pick where the person is, if the pickup is going to give you headache. And most of the time when pickup give you headache, that's when you end up canceling. That's when you end up canceling. So Uber doesn't have a problem with you if you do not pick that trip. But for the fact that you use the phone for other things, maybe you may be typing and your hand may just click it. So once you've picked Uber trip, once you've accepted an Uber trip, you have only very few options. the first option you have is to drive to the pickup point where the person is, if you perhaps don't want to go on that trip. Or you can call the person to cancel if you've been canceling for a while. Sometimes some of these riders wouldn't want to cancel. That's if you can't get to the place. Let's say, for instance, now in all those first stack area, you're not getting a trip that is crossing you to another part, and you're seeing that that part is in your car can't go to that part because trailers are usually block the road or something. If you cancel, it's counting against you. If the passenger cancel, it counts against you. The only thing is to go there and make sure the GPS capture you that you arrived at that pickup before you can cancel. That is when nothing is held against you. And for this reason, a lot of drivers have been deactivated because of this particular. I've been deactivated twice for my riders canceling and for me canceling. But you don't play it over the background. And then when it even plays on the background, when you are on the Uber app, let's say for instance, okay, I said I want to work today. I don't want to touch my WhatsApp. I don't want to touch any, as in I don't want to do anything outside Uber. Then you can see the drive route to where you are picking up the passenger. But then let's say for instance now you now pick the trip, because on Uber you do not see the destination the person is going. You only see where you are picking up the person from, estimated time, and how far that person is from you. So you don't know where you are heading to. Let's say for instance now at night, close of day, you find yourself around Lekki. You are in Lekki, let's say Admiralty Way. Then you get a trip on Uber and you're already tired. I'm saying maybe this is like 9 o'clock, or this is like in the night. Let's say you've been working out all day, and then 8 o'clock you want to go home, or 9 o'clock you want to go home, or max 10 o'clock so that the traffic on Third Mainland Bridge can die down. You want to go home. Then a trip request is coming in on Uber. You don't even know where the person is going to. You are only to accept, drive to pick up, and fulfill that trip. That's how Uber wants it to work. But it can't work here because the roads are not that free. You can imagine doing traffic towards Songotedo at that time of the night. Before you get to Abramodosoya, it's already almost getting to almost 11:30. Then your chances of seeing a trip on a weekday, coming back to the mainland, probably that's where you stay, you want to go and sleep, is also very slim. So when you pick the trip, you've picked the trip. You have to fulfill the trip. You cancel, it affects you. The rider cancels, it affects you. The only thing you have to do is to drive to the place and then click on, when you want to cancel, you click on not safe to pick up, because of course it's not safe for you to be driving when you are tired towards the opposite direction of your home. And one crazy thing is Uber most of the time don't even allow you to set destination. You are trying to set destination to go to your home, and it's telling you, I think I have those stuff screenshots. Unable to set destination at this particular area at this time. Like I want to go home. So that really affects flexibility when it comes to driving with the Uber app. Before now, you used to get a cancellation fee when you attempt driving to the place. But I wouldn't advise you to charge a cancellation if they eventually bring it, because they eventually stopped it because a lot of drivers were taking advantage of it, using it to defraud riders. So they had to take that feature out. Some people will just intentionally go there, wait for a few minutes and cancel. Right? It's not nice now. It's not nice. And take $400. Now the thing is gone. Yesterday somebody ordered me in Lekki. I went there, stayed there for a while. This person cancelled without even communicating to me. Very painful. But before now, you were supposed to get a commission, a percentage, like a cancellation fee. But drivers messed the whole thing up. So, but that's by the way. So then you now call the person. Please, where are you heading to? I'm heading to Abramodosoya from Lekki Phase 1, and you are probably living in Yaba. If you are tired, you don't want to go on that trip unless you want to sleep on the streets. Then which is not very advisable. Yeah, so that is it for Uber. So let's go to Bolt. When Uber had this whole you don't see where you are going to, You really see the place you are picking up the passenger. A lot of drivers were complaining. So both, when they came to the market, they were also doing the same thing Uber was doing. They wouldn't show you the destination. So a lot of drivers were complaining that this was what made Uber deactivated a lot of us. This is what made Uber deactivated a lot of us from their platform, because we end up canceling. We end up, not fulfilling the trips. So both adjusted. Both started showing destination. So on the Bolt app, you can see where you can see the pickup and the destination where the person is going to. However, you also see the estimated time to get there and the kilometer to the drive to the pickup point. But however, you do not see the drive route to your drop off, which is another luxury, because both will show you where you are going to. It's a summary to just show you the streets. You can say 21 Balogun Jimo close. Sometimes, most of the time, it shows you Aja, it shows you Lekki, it shows you Songotedo, it shows you all those parts of island, it shows you Lagos Island, it shows Ikoyi. But when it's now taking you to places like the mainland, where a lot of streets have double names, like recently I took a trip. The woman was going to Olupeju, and then she was going to somewhere around Moshi, and then the address she placed, the street address, another street was existing in Shomolu. So she told me follow the map. I'm going to so when I was going, I'm like, this place you put is different, or it's different from where you are going to. She not thought about it. She said, okay, she didn't even know that there's another street like that in Olupeju. Maybe she was going to Surulere. Yeah, Surulere, Aguda axis. So when Bolt comes with their summary to tell you that, okay, you are going to so street, that may not be the part of town you want to go. Maybe you are going towards First Stack, or you are going towards, let's say First Stack, you're going towards First Stack, and it's taking you to places like My 12 in Kurudu, and maybe because of there's a street also there. So the flexibility is there. At least you have a summary, especially when it's going to the island. It's there. I like it. At least they even show you where you are going to. You even have a street name. You can quickly check on Google where the address is when you pick the trip to be sure where the person is going to. So, but I will get to what is better than this, and because we are comparing these three apps, so to know which one is flexible. So for fulfillment of the Bolt trips, so when the Bolt requests come in, I forgot to mention something about Uber. Uber, if you don't pick the trip, nothing counts against you. If you allow the trip to ring and disappear, it doesn't count against you. It's when you pick, you must fulfill. So for Bolt, when the trip rings, and probably you've seen one street, maybe you are trying to get to the island, and then you are seeing a name of a place, and you know that definitely this place is not the island. This place will be probably like Egbeda or Yanokpaja, and that is taking you towards traffic. So you don't want to pick that trip, of course. You allow the trip to ring out, bang, 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 bang. It rings all out. Your confirmation score drops a bit. Okay, now you've not been confirming for a while. You are trying to balance it up. You start picking trips. When you pick trip and you see it's not somewhere you want to go, it's either you cancel or you ask the passenger to cancel. These two things also bites you on the Bolt app. You not confirming, you picking, the rider cancelling or you cancelling also affects you. Sometimes how drivers balance it is they will click on arriving now and wait for like 5 minutes, then they will cancel. This a little bit gives you another little leverage to just balance it up. But also that one also affects in the long run. I don't know if you get. So for flexibility, at least they try, but they are not there in terms of full flexibility. Now let's go to the last app, but not the least, which is the inDrive. In fact, lately inDrive has started becoming a lot of drivers' favorites because of their the flexibility of driving with inDrive. I think they are actually living their brand essence, which is take your freedom. What's that their brand essence? Is it your freedom in your hand? Your freedom. Something about freedom. Because I won't lie, I'll be very honest with you, blunt honest. I think inDrive is the most flexible app. when it comes to, side hustle. But also no app is perfect. So why do I think? Why do I consider inDrive as more flexible? On the inDrive app, when a request comes in, you see the summary drive route to your pickup and to your drop off. That means you're not guessing where this area is. Once you see the request, it's showing you the line. So if you are somebody that's probably going towards the island, you already know the line that is going to the island. Okay, this is the road to the island, and nobody needs to tell you that. You already know the drive route to the island. Or if you are going to the mainland, you already know the drive route. So it's very easy. When you just see it, you know the kind of trip you pick. And then they just started something recently. They'll just drop a lot of trip requests. See, they'll just keep a lot of trip requests that are coming. This one came in 6 minutes ago, just now, 4 minutes ago. So for instance, now maybe I just want to go home, or I want to go to, I say, okay, let me just do one quick trip and go to Ikorodu. I want to go and see somebody in Ikorodu, and there's no traffic currently going that way. You pick any trip that's convenient for you among these lists. As in, it's I don't know, man. It's just for me. I wish every other app coming can still model from this, although they have their own downsides, which is when you pick a trip and you cancel for any reason, you cancel, they will charge you the commission. But they are going. There's an article on their app that say they refund you after 2 days or so. There's an article that when they take that money, they'll give you the prompt that it will be refunded to you. If you inquire, if you ask that what they charge me, they will send you that message. So like I've seen trips going to the island, so I can just decide to pick any trip I want. But in terms of promotions, though, we all know that these other two apps, which is Uber and Bolt, are more heavy when it comes to promotion. Like Uber currently is doing a promotion of reduced percentage. If you drive 15 trips, you'll be paying percentage of 5%, which is what I'm currently on. And paying 5% for every trip I do, I think is worth driving for. So for flexibility, if you ask me, inDrive wins when it comes to trips you want to accept, trips you want to reject, trips you don't want, places you don't want to go, planning your day around your drive. However, I drive actively with Uber because of their percentage, of course, but I have a strategy that I drive with, that I've been able to synchronize my driving in Lagos, so a little bit make it less stressful for me. I try to go against traffic. If I want to even enter traffic, maybe the traffic on the island, I've been able to master that movement at convenient time. There are some little challenges I have. That's why I drive mostly in the evening time. But it's not small. We are clearing it up. So when it comes to promotions, of course, Uber and Bolt have better promotions. By the way, if you want to sign up to drive, I leave the link for you to drive. They are doing very mouth-watering refer and earn program. So if you want to drive, check the link out and sign up. I have that for Bolt, I have that for Uber in the description of this video. I'll possibly also leave it in the pinned comment so you can drive, register your car as a driver. So when it comes to making money, Bolt and Uber, somehow, unless you're ready to go everywhere, because their prices are better than that of inDrive, because inDrive is stiff when it comes to pricing. Your prices are fixed. Whether you drive inside traffic and spend the whole day, the amount you agreed on is the amount you agreed on. You do not the thing doesn't have a meter that reads. So that is it for today's video in terms of flexibility of this app. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Pour thumbs up now. It doesn't cost anything. Just bam, a button you will press. Also comment, what do you think? Which app is your favorite? If you are a driver, which app do you find more convenient for you driving with? Also make that comment in the comment section. And guys, man, make I go do other things for inside house. Make I prepare for evening drive. So until next time, peace, and guys, stay safe.
Mentors don't tell me I go find work. They say by driving not go pay. I'm on a very long trip.